somebody. Gabriella, do y'all know her?
Those are the family coaches. Jen Merrick is one of the parent coaches, and then the other would be Tonya Folkoid. I don't know the Gabriel person, Judge.
Leah Wilson, Arrow. I think Arrow's on this case.
They are. That's the case, CPA.
Supervisor Blair, whoever the heck that is.
That's my supervisor.
That's your supervisor?
Yes. Fill in.
Raven, Blair, Raven's her first name, Judge.
Okay. Okay. Text Emily. Teresa, what you got? Okay. Looks like Kira's doing well. I guess visits with mom are going well. I want to know why the department wanted to change from, the previous order I signed, nobody ever explained that. I don't think that was ever found. In Ms. Schlapp's report, it said another possible adoptive home other than mom's was found since the last hearing. I don't remember anything about that. I did not receive a CASA case. I thought I pointed CASA on this case. I did, didn't I? Didn't CASA on this case?
Yes, we filed our report last week, so I'm sorry it didn't.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No, I read it online. That's right. I forgot. Yes, I did.
Okay.
When I wrote my notes, I didn't have it. Then it came in after I wrote my notes. Trying to change. Let's see, still at the foster home in Taylor County, having a busy summer, and looks like things are well. So, Mr. Malone, what's up?
Judge, I think you're right. I don't know if Tiffany has anything she wants to.
Hold on, Tanya, somebody, Folkrod, who's she? Okay, I'm sorry, go on.
Judge, I think you said it correctly, but I don't know whether Tiffany has anything that she wants to add. I think they're going to try to step up the visitation. So, Tiffany, did you have anything you wanted to ask the court or to add?
No, mom's doing good in the visits. She's very appropriate with the child. We're going to start unsupervised visits on Friday for 4 hours, and then try to step it up and to overnights after we see how she goes this week.
Okay.
The intention is to have her back before school, place with mom, but there's no guarantee.
Well, what's it going to take? Are y'all going to just chat after the visits? What's the plan on that?
We have weekly meetings.
Okay.
And then we're trying to discuss the process during those meetings.
When does school start in Goldthwaite?
My understanding is around the 18th.
20th.
The 20th? Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you're going to do overnight, like one night or 2 nights, Miss Lab?
At this point, it would be 4 hours, and then the following would be a weekend from Friday to Sunday. That's my intentions.
Okay. Okay, I read in the report that mom has a roommate. What's up with that?
She does have a roommate. We've done checks. At this point, the roommate has a history, but so we're trying to get approved where she can be left alone with the child. But right now, she cannot be left alone with the child.
What kind of history?
My understanding, it's her kids were removed when they were placed with their husband, and from with CPS.
No. It was 23 years ago. It was quite a while ago, Judge, and it was a family violence situation, and I believe she actually wound up with her kiddos. Tiffany, Emily could give us more. Do you remember the story, Emily?
She told me that she did have the kids with her, and then they eventually went with their dads. But the case was like, according to her, it was like a quick case or something like that, and it wasn't actually on her part, it was on the husband's part.
And a number of years ago,
CPS not have the records?
We do have records on it, and there was very minimal. It's like to figure out what was going on. That's the reason I was questioning what happened. It was more not on her part, but on her husband's part reason the kids were removed.
So
What,
Raven,
what
we've been
county
talking
was
about
it in?
it.
What county was it in?
Honestly, I can't recall hand, but I can look it up real quick.
It was in San Angelo.
San Angelo, but we believe, Judge.
I mean,
But-
somebody call the district clerk's office and get a copy of the affidavit.
Raven's here, Judge. We've been talking about this on our weekly conference calls. They just had to take it up to the higher levels at CPS to give a final blessing, because we're really hoping Miss Lily can help with after school care if mom has to be at work for a couple of hours before she gets back. They don't have any problem with her being around. She's actually babysitting her own grandchildren, and one of her nephews, I believe, works at the jail here in Gulfway, and his kid stays over there. His name is Richard.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Well, Miss Lang, if you send me the name, I can find out some stuff.
okay, we can do that, Judge.
Send me Lily's name and the guy that works at the jail.
Okay.
Is she paying bills? Are they girlfriends? What's the situation?
My understanding is she pays half the rent, and then it's like a roommate situation. Not that's how I understand it.
What
Roommate type
about when if Kira comes back? What is that going to do to the roommate situation?
The trailer she lives in has a full-size bed and the bunk beds, and Kira would have one bunk bed and the roommate would have the other bunk bed. My understanding.
And the roommate's cool with Kira coming home?
That's my understanding. She is, yes.
Okay. Okay. Parenting coaches, how's mom doing? Or y'all just let me know. Just talk to me.
Go ahead, Jen.
She's on mute.
Got it. Sorry, guys. I've been just working. Tanya and I both have been working with Emily weekly, sometimes every couple days, having conversations. We're working on all sorts of just routine skills, life skills. There's a lot of changes that are going to happen for Miss Emily when Kira comes back. So we've been working closely with her. I'll be going to the visit on Friday just to kind of see where Kira will be sleeping, and just gathering more info and trying to help Emily find all the resources she needs.
You think it's possible, these plans?
I do. I think if we're able to work closely with Emily, even after Kira comes back, I do think she can be a successful mom. There's a lot of work that we still need to do.
Okay. I mean, do you think it's in Kira's best interest to go back? Because I mean, all this has started pretty quick, and usually I know y'all work longer than this, kind of like hurry, go.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible for Kira to go back now, or do you think we would need a little bit more time? I mean, not now, but when school starts.
I'll jump in. Like I've told the whole team, this is not a surprise. I wish we had a longer runway for mom. I think that they need to be together. They have a precious, beautiful relationship. They adore one another. But I really wish we had a longer runway to get mom more prepared for what's ahead. There's just going to be a lot of changes coming, and they're going to come really fast, kind of like a fire hydrant.
Right. Because if it doesn't work, I can't imagine the trauma that would put this child through.
Exactly. And that is my concern. But I obviously, by the number of people on this call and the care that is behind all of these precious people on this call, I think we can all, as long as we're all leaning in and investing, and Emily's got support post reunification, there's a good chance that things will go well. But I just, in the perfect world, I wish I had a longer runway.
Well, what, I mean, is there, other than we always want our kids to be, you know, in a stable place when school starts, is there a reason that we need to start it when school starts other than that? Or could we wait a month into school? I mean, what do you ladies think?
Well, I know Kristen, Casa Volunteer, and I have talked, and I know she can speak, you know, for herself, but
She will.
I know she wants to get her home by the time or before school starts. I don't have I don't feel that need to get her home that quickly. The intensity and the I guess what's important to me is that just feeling better, that mom is more prepared for that return. So, but I know there's lots of pros and cons. So, um, but that's just my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Judge,
Uh-huh.
this is Kristen with CASA, just to kind of piggyback on that. My motivation of wanting Kira to get home before school starts is really rooted initially in the number of times she's had to change schools, and really wanting to give her an opportunity to not miss out on Meet the Teacher and all of the kind of back to school ceremonies, which I think are going to be very important in general, but Goldthwaite in particular is a two-way school. It's extremely cliquey. And I think just her coming out of cycle is going to just put a lot of anxiety on her, standing out as being the new kid. But the other factor that I just want to make sure we don't overlook is I believe Emily would be eligible for a number of services, whether it be housing assistance, food assistance, etc. But she's unable to really include Kira in these assistance programs until she's home.
Right.
So, thank you.
Lots of balls to juggle. Okay, Mr. Malone, what else?
Judge, I think that's it. I think everybody would like to get them reunited by the time school starts, but I guess there are risks or some uncertainties, but I think that's all we have.
Okay, Ms. Lang, what do you need?
I just have a couple of things. I do want to ask a couple of questions of Tanya. These are conversations we've had together on our group call each week and getting where we are. And so I know you're asking for a longer runway, but do you have any concerns that Emily is going to neglect Kira?
No,
Do you have any concerns that Emily's going to abuse Kira?
no,
Do you have any concerns that she won't recognize that Kira has an emotional or a mental need based on your watching her in those visits?
I don't think she would intentionally. I think, you know, that's part of why we would like a little bit more time with her, is just so she can have more time with Kira to really get to know her and to know those cues. So she's just like being reintroduced to her. I mean, in so many ways. And so, yeah.
Those needs that you're talking about are the more subtle things, but those life or death, you know, I'm going to run out in the middle of the street right this minute. This mother knows how to protect her kid, right?
Yes.
So definitely the intention, I believe, of the court is to, at whatever time Kira gets to come home full time, that the case doesn't end. So having your runway expanded over the course of some more time with the additional resources, that's what you're asking for then, for sure. Definitely, we don't want reunification and walk out the door.
We would love that.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. And Judge, I just want you to be, I know you've read the report, Judge, but we are having weekly telephone calls. Once in a while there's Zoom. We were supposed to get a virtual visit yesterday, and it turned into a telephone call, which we're grateful. And we do have the extended visit coming up on Friday. Mom's hours are increasing at work. They've decreased their staff. There's a new manager who's actually somebody she feels very comfortable with. She has served in an assistant manager type capacity some to fill in for people, and he's encouraging her and letting her know that he sees that potential as well. So she's at about 20 to 24 hours right now. And that's given her a little bit more comfort at work. She did have her hours reduced when they added more staff. She's enjoying her individual therapy. She's working with the STARI program. Tiffany, thank you again for getting her enrolled in that for the protective parenting element. And working really closely with her CASA and her family coaches, and it's just a lot. But she's here and she is excited and ready to keep moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, we do definitely. I know Blair knows this. We definitely, we just everybody to get to know Miss Lily and Judge. I'll send you the information because there's not after school care is going to be a challenge. If Miss Lily's not the one, we've got to all be hustling to figure out what that looks like.
Okay. Ms. Vargas, what's up? Anything else that's wasn't in your report or you haven't said today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You're watching and are you going to watch some of the visitation and everything?
I have attended the last 2 supervised visits here in Brownwood. I was not planning on popping in for the unsupervised unless Emily or Jen needed me to, but I'm certainly close distance-wise and available if anything is needed.
I think you need to do that. I think they need to tell you where they are, and I think you need to do that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Miss Miller, what's up?
I'm so sorry. I had this hearing on the docket for 9:30 or on my calendar, not the docket, obviously. So that was a human error on my part, and I'm very apologetic about that. So I have had obviously we've all been really intimately involved in what's going on with this family. I did have the opportunity to visit with Kira. It was after the last supervised visitation in Brownwood where the driver of the tech who was responsible for transporting Kira interrupted the visit and redirected the mother during the visit, which was very strange and odd. But Kira was kind of in a I can't really describe the mood in legal terms, but she was in a kind of a snit because of what had happened during the visit and her mom being corrected and redirected during the visit. She didn't understand why there were so many extra people in the visit, and particularly why the visit was interrupted. But other than being kind of in a different mood, she was very excited about potentially being back with mom. She wanted to know if she was going to be going back you have to be very careful when you talk to her because Kira has had a lot of people that she's called mom over the years.
Right.
She calls the foster mom, but she's very excited about the prospect of going back with Emily Romine. She wants to go back and live with Emily Romine. She's ready to start school in Goldthwaite and live with Emily Romine. And I know that we are all kind of on a very fast track to make that happen by the start of the school year. I don't believe the foster mom is here today. I did not extend an invitation to her for today's hearing because she's been discussing the case inappropriately with the child for months. But the foster mom has made it very clear to her that she believes that the child is going to be going back and starting school with Emily Romine this year, which is our intention. I just don't think it's appropriate for a foster mom to visit with a child about that. But I'm very happy with the team spirit that has been prevalent among everybody who's on the screen. And as far as after school care, I know Becky, you mentioned that briefly. I don't know if Mills County or Goldthwaite has an ACEs program, but we definitely need to look at getting the child enrolled in that as far as after school goes. But I mean, unless something happens that is not happening right now, I'm very excited about Kira potentially being back there within the next month.
Okay. Okay, anybody have anything else they want to add? Ms. Lane?
I do, Judge. I just want to clarify, Emily mentioned mom getting the HST was new to, not familiar with our case, and the HST had been trained to correct parents on asking children about their activities, like in the foster home. Emily had been coached to do that because this is a whole different world. And so she's having a very appropriate conversation based on her coaching, and the HST, who was not familiar with the goals of this case, acted the way she'd been trained, which wasn't appropriate in this situation. I just want to make sure you knew that Emily didn't do anything wrong. And Raven is on top of that. They're making sure they train and talk to whoever's going to be dropping the child off, that they don't go back to their old mode, because mom was just trying to do what she'd been taught to do.
Yeah, I mean, and this is probably the weirdest case that any of them have ever seen. So yeah, I understand. Okay. What I think we need to do, I mean, I'm just going to say visits increase for CPS and ad items, no contact at all whatsoever, smoke signals, email, text, telegram. Nobody even knows what that is these days. Anything with father by mom or child. Okay. And that way, I think he's incarcerated or on parole or something, but no contact. I think we need to have a hearing on, well, I have court in Burning on the 19th, but that's cutting it pretty close. I also have Plano on the 13th. I think that's more plausible. That'd be a week before school would start. And I think that would give Kira some time to sort of adjust before school would start. What do y'all think about having a Zoom hearing on the 13th? And then we can make the final decision. Everybody don't jump up and down at one time.
Works for us, Judge.
That's fine.
Miss Miller, what do you think? And Kristen? You're good. I see a thumbs up. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Miller, what do you think?
Fine on the 13th. If we need to have a hearing, I mean, I don't, and again, I'm so sorry for my own scheduling error, but I don't know if we need it, quite frankly. I mean, if the court wants to have
I'm gonna put it on the docket, and then if we don't need it, y'all tell me. And hey, the less hearings I have to have, the happier, because I'll have grandkids that week, so the happier I am.
I'm happy to do it, but I'm also fine with us just continuing on the path that we're on, because I don't think that anybody is has a different mindset than to get Kira back before school.
It might hit the fan or something between now and then, so that's why I just want to have it. Okay. Let's just keep it on the calendar. Let's put it on the calendar, and then because I don't want to set another perm after hearing until I know if for sure she's home. So if y'all are all cool with her, I'll say placement with mom as agreed by CPS and ad items. Okay. And so if everything's good and y'all don't need me to order it, or something hadn't happened, and then we don't need a hearing, I'm okay. Y'all all need to be on the same page though. I still want to know what was the deal in the CPS report about finding another home and why they wanted to change parenting coaches. Ms. Schlab, what's up with that?
That must have been from the previous hearing, and I didn't take it out on the adoptive home because I have not done any new searches since then. The last court hearing, excuse me.
Okay, what about why'd y'all want to change coaches?
The department has a contractor that does it, and that's the ones we were wanting to go with.
And none of us had ever heard of that group before.
I was unaware of it until after the last hearing we had those contractors.
And we know these ladies. We've had good success with these ladies. So, had you, Ms. Miller, you'd ever heard of that other place before?
No, I think it was just a money deal on CPS's part. I don't think it was a substantive disagreement as far as this coach or that coach. I've never heard of the other people. I've never used the other people. I had no idea that DFPS had contracted parenting coaches, which would have been great in so many cases, but that's news to me now. And you all have experience with this group. They're obviously doing an incredible job. And I'm sorry that CPS wanted to de novo the court's decision to utilize this group as opposed to the cheaper group, but I'm very happy with the work that this group is doing.
Well, hadn't that seemed to be the theme for the last couple of months, that the adoption unit has been de novo on me on any time I do anything that has anything to do with money.
Right.
Haven't you heard that that's been pretty common lately, Miss Miller?
I mean, that's clearly the priority.
Yeah, and how much do I care about that?
Well, that's not our priority.
Right. Yeah, nah, ain't happening. And I would imagine, based upon the recommendation of the local ad litem's, that the district judge would probably feel the same way.
Would imagine.
And the recommendation of the local ad litem. So, okay. Okay, well, obviously that worked out best for Kira, and that's really all we're concerned about. So, okay. Ms. Roman, you don't have a service plan, but you got a lot of stuff you got to do. I added in here, placement with mom is agreed by CPS and ad litem's. The hearing can be passed if all in agreement with placement. Okay.
Yeah.
But y'all got to let me know, because I'm put it on the docket. Okay. And then I got to give y'all another court date. We'll probably come back in September, for a perm after hearing to see where we're at. Okay.
What time would that hearing be on the 13th?
I don't know. It's Lano, and I'm just going to cram y'all in. I don't know.
Good question.
I'll be in
I don't
court
know.
at 2:00, but other
Excuse
than
me?
that, I'm free.
What?
I'll be in court in Travis County at 2:00.
Oh, it'll be in the morning. I don't think there's that
Okay.
much. I had my grandkids with me in court that day. No, I'm going to be zoom quick, because they'll be destroying the courtroom. No. Tanya?
Yes, what is the date everyone has for the return? I just want to make sure I have that on my calendar.
August 8th.
August 8th?
That's what I've been given. Is that, Kristen, everybody agree? That's what my notes showed.
And if y'all need to cut that back a little bit, maybe to the 15th, that would still give her 5 days before school starts. I would be okay with that. I mean, Howard Long, y'all figure it out, but looks like that.
Judge, that foster placement is acting wonky, and I don't know, nobody's mentioned that, but Emily's shaking her head. Emily Miller is. She's just doing weird things, like refusing to carry the child to the visit. So now everybody's having to figure out how to go get the kiddo, bring the kid back. And who knows what's happening behind the scenes with this child in that household. And I'm not even in the middle of it. I don't know these people. So I'm just listening on the sideline.
Well, and I read in, I think, CPS or Kristen's report, one of y'all, about the house being filthy. And Arrow's working with them on, trying to clean up the house. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. How many kids live in that house?
There's 4 kids that live in the house and 2 parents. So it's a family of 6, and I guess now 6 pretty large animals. I'm on their bad list now, and that's okay. I'm fine being the bad guy. But I filed a complaint with Arrow about the condition of the home. And I spoke to it in my report, but it appears they are making an effort to clean it up. But it was disgusting. So.
Okay. Are you on the bad list because you turned them in?
Yes, apparently, and I appreciate Emily Miller for the discretion of not having foster mom be at this meeting. It's been a little unusual for me to have her participating, but somehow she got my report from last setting, or else just from calling in. So she told Arrow, well, I know that it's really CASA, that has an issue with, you know, the condition of our home because of what she put in her report.
Well, I guarantee if you took pictures, I'd probably have a problem about the condition of the home.
Well, and Arrow does too, Judge. I mean, Arrow, I'm not on an island. Arrow has had multiple people in the home as well. I think that we're just in this awkward holding pattern, just hanging on for dear life if we can just get this through, because we really do not want Kira moved again before she could get home. And Arrow was suggesting that she go in respite care so the foster home could clean the home. And that seemed a little bit extreme, but I think it got the message across to the foster home that Arrow was serious about them cleaning it up. So Arrow went last week and did note that they noticed some improvement. So I think that's good. They're also in the process of adopting another child in their care. So I think they're very motivated to not have anything get in the way of that adoption they're working on.
Wow. What are the animal dogs?
Yes, like German Shepherd type, you know, larger type dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Your Honor, I did give Kira a backpack when I last saw her, and I want to make sure that the foster family doesn't keep it, along with Kira's other personal items. There's some sort of strange communal belief by this foster mother about everything that comes into the home belongs to everybody, and I don't subscribe to that, obviously. And so when Kira is moved from this foster home, I would like for the child, the backpack, and her personal belongings to be moved with her.
Well,
and I don't know if
somebody go. Can somebody go when she's moved? It's not CPS, because
I'm available, and I've told Tiffany that I would be happy to go. I have a large Suburban, and I can help move anything that's needed.
And could you be the bad guy and saying this is Kira's and da 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 da?
Of course. That's normally not my persona, but I absolutely
I can. It's easy for me.
Okay, well, I mean, I think maybe two of y'all and Ms. Miller send the ladies a description of the backpack, anything that you've given Kira, you know, UT gear, whatever, and y'all.
There's been a lot of things.
Send them the info, okay?
I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Emily, for reminding me of that, because even as recently as the supervised visits, Emily Romine brought Kira a really cute cat stuffed animal. Kira just loves cats. And then she asked her about it the last visit, and she made the comment of like, well, now that belongs to one of the pets in the home or something. And I've brought in Kira just small little things over time, and the foster mom has directly told me just what you said, Emily, that all property in that home is community property, and that all of the 4 kids there just share everything. So I share your concern, just to say.
That's crazy. Okay, I'm putting it in the order.
Is there a way that the department can get a list of items that we know that are missing or that belong to her, and then I can get the Arrow to ensure that they are packed up beforehand?
Who would that list come from?
Tiffany, she's going to say, oh, we lost that. You know, that happens in a divorce, typical divorce thing. Oh, we don't have that anymore. Oh, that got lost. The dog's chewed up. I mean, I don't know. I think it might be better just to show up and here's the list. We need this, this, and this, and this. No, I wouldn't give them a heads up.
Okay.
All personal effects given to Kira. All personal effects given to Kira that belong to Kira and are to leave with her when she leaves. Does that make sense, y'all? Basically, I'm saying that's her separate property, and nobody's got any other control over it other than her. I'm going to say, I'm not going to put that in the order. They don't know. I'm going to say Casa and, Casa, Miss Tanya, you know, y'all can go. Y'all feel free to go. And Arrow, I don't want y'all to give mom the heads up. I mean, the foster mom the heads up about these personal items. I mean, that's really a cruddy interpretation by her. And it's wrong. Those are Kira's things. I mean, other kids in the family can play with her stuff, obviously, but those belong to Kira. I mean, those are things that are precious to her. And that lady needs to chill out on the way she's thinking.
I'll pass that on to the program director who supervises the home.
Yeah, but I don't want everybody to give her, I mean,
Yeah,
no,
we'll leave it
like I
alone.
said, don't be giving her the heads up or all that stuff's gonna be missing,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, those are all the orders, and I don't want to see y'all on 8/13. So, but let me know, okay? Good luck. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we were having a special hearing today to see how things were going, so I guess we have reports. Mr. Malone, you may begin.
Thank you, Judge. Tiffany Schlaub is here, and she's, I think, prepared to give an update and kind of let the court know where we are.
Okay, thank you.
As far as the house is concerned, my understanding everything's ready to go for her to be returned. Department's concerns were that she did not complete the TBR training, parenting training class, or did any family counseling. They both were started. The information was initiated for the parenting classes back on June 3rd, and it was sent to her. And my understanding, the contact was made, but somehow or another, it was actually never started. I reached out this morning for Starry to reinitiate it again, and I have not heard back from Starry. The family counseling she made one appointment on June 8th. Another one was scheduled for June 15th, and I was unto me, it was double scheduled for their family visit. The family therapist, Amica Bailey, tried to reach out to her multiple times by phone and text. Or phone and emails, my understanding, and did not get a response and will not see her again. So I have to find a new family therapist. But those are the two concerns that I want to bring to the court's attention. I did speak to the child's therapist last Thursday for the first time in the entire case. And Miss Stormy informed me that she does recommend that the mother have the TBR training, and that family therapy does occur. And she has an understanding that the child will need long-term therapy for cognitive and trauma that has occurred in her life. But otherwise, Miss Romine has completed all the things we've asked of her.
But there are some things that aren't done,
Correct.
and those are pretty big, aren't they?
I would consider that. On the same aspect, I don't think she'll hurt the child, but those things need to be done no matter what.
Well, how would it be if, we ordered her to do them after the child went home and then she didn't do them, and then we take the child away? I mean, how traumatizing would that be?
That would be worse on the child for sure.
Yeah.
So I have some questions for Ms. Lob, Judge, if I have an opportunity.
I do too, as well as I do. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Lang.
Yeah, so Tiffany, I need to slow down your thought processes and hopefully give the judge information that's a little more accurate, I think, a reflection of where we are. So you did receive an update from Crystal Clear Counseling, and that would be Rocky Young, saying that Miss Emily Romine is fully engaged in her individual therapy and has not missed any appointments. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And there are no concerns on the individual therapy standpoint, correct?
Correct.
And as to the family therapy, it was slow getting started, not because anything Miss Romine did. Is that right?
No, it was difficult finding a family therapist that would do telehealth family
Right,
therapy with the kids.
And Miss Romine participated in the original intake to get it started, correct?
Yes.
And then there was another appointment that was scheduled, but you, the department, not you, but the department scheduled an in-person visit with her child at the same time that other family therapy was supposed to happen, correct?
Yes.
So she didn't miss it because she blew it off. It was something out of her control, or she could have not seen her kid, I guess. Is that right?
Yes. If I was unaware it was a double schedule, if I had become aware, I would have rescheduled one of the two.
And we've talked about everybody communicating more effectively, even in your department. We did a primacy conference, we've had group calls, and there are some hiccups in the communication between all the hands going on, right?
Yes.
Okay, but we have a plan forward. Do you have any reason, based on Ms. Romine's compliance with everything you've asked of her since this all began, and I'm thinking we've been at this for about 2 months now, to believe that she would not follow through with anything at this time?
No, I think we just need to make sure it gets started. And I think if with more encouragement and more assistance, maybe we can get this started sooner than later.
Okay. As to the TBR training, has that ever been mentioned until today?
No.
There's an email that I found on my emails that I must have sent to you prior to June 3rd, and you forwarded to Emily on June 3rd to get this activated. And on June 11th, it was saying that there was an email stating there was a connection between Miss Romine and Starry, and they were supposed to connect with me to start it the following week, and it didn't happen.
But that's what I'm talking about, isn't the Starry where you're supposed to follow up and be a part of the original interview and all that kind of stuff, or be a part of each session?
They usually email me saying, "Hey, here's the appointment date. Just get on," and that's how I've done it in the past.
Right.
And I
So
had-
why?
I didn't get no response, and it's just
Right. So I sent those emails early June, and now we're in the 13th of August. So Tiffany, when did you call me or tell me that wasn't going, that there was a concern in the communication after I initially sent that to you?
I believe there was an email in July, beginning of July. I just don't remember the exact date.
Well, I don't believe I saw an email from you in July, but I'm happy to look at that. But have you and I spoken frequently about the importance of using more than just one mechanism of communication and how urgent this is to get things moving for this family?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other alternative to the TBR training? Because it seems like this
Miss
one.
Lane, hold on.
Mhm.
I need to send some other people to a waiting room. I mean, a breakout room. Let me see. Miss Mystic, the parents need to go to a breakout room with their lawyers or together.
They're on one device,
Okay.
and the lawyers are in the breakout room that Casa and I and Chuck just left. So if they could just be sitting there with Jana and Natalie, that'd be great.
Okay. Only people have in the waiting room are Dossie Placement, Jennifer Lane, Haley Bonds. That's mom, right?
No, Haley's a possible placement.
I don't have that open yet. So what's the mother's name?
I'm looking for him.
And
What is her name?
Mother's name is Jennifer.
Thank you.
Everybody in here now are people I know and that are on the case. I don't see anybody named Jennifer.
All right, I'm telling the lawyers to tell them to sign in.
Dossie plays. Oh, Jennifer Lane, is that mother?
Oh, I can't see.
I don't have my file yet. Is Jennifer Lane the mother? Coriel people, is Jennifer Lane the mother?
I don't.
Jennifer
Let me look at my file.
Dawson.
I'll get my file. Jennifer Dawson and Lane Dawson. Lane is the dad. That's them. That's them. That's his first name. Sorry.
Might help if they put it in the right way.
Yeah.
Y'all need to tell your clients how to do their Zoom the right way. Who is, Haley Bonds. Okay.
Not Haley, but yeah.
Miss Garnett. Jennifer Lane, you need to show your face and you need to unmute yourself. That's the rules. Are they here?
I'm not seeing them.
Nope.
Judge, I put them in room 2.
Oh, okay, good. Yay, good. Okay, they're there. Oh, which room are their lawyers in? Room 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Lane, keep going.
No problem, Judge. So Tiffany, there's a team meeting that happens on this case pretty much every week. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember participating in a team meeting on July 16th?
Yes,
Raven
ma'am.
Blair was there, Kristen, myself. At that meeting, I'm looking at the notes from it. There was no mention in that meeting that there was a concern about the TBR or lack of follow-up. There's no communication then. I did not find, I just gone through all my emails from July. I didn't see anything else from you at that point. It just appears there's a breakdown in communication, but do you have any reason to believe that based on how Ms. Romine's done to date from early June, that if you were to reinitiate those efforts, that she'll engage and get the TBR training started and done?
I believe she'll get it done.
Okay. And she's currently working, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And she's had the same job for well over 4 years. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you been to the new house?
I was there Monday when I dropped off the beds.
Are you aware that she's actually moved into that house now?
My understanding, the rest of the furniture was supposed to have been delivered yesterday, but I have not seen any pictures.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about that house?
No, ma'am.
Very good. I pass the witness.
Anybody have any questions of Ms. Schlatt? Miss Miller, you did?
I do. Thank you. So how many in-person visits have Kira and Mom had since our last hearing?
3 in Brownwood and then 2 weekend visitations.
Okay. So the 3 at the CPS office in Brownwood, they went well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the 2 weekend overnight visits went great. Is that accurate?
The first weekend was concerned about the smell when she came back, but my understanding the second weekend that was not the issue. But everything besides this odor, everything.
Okay,
was
well,
fine.
I'll follow up on that. There were no safety concerns. I'll make the question a little more specific for you. There were no safety concerns as a result of the in-person visits at the trailer, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and this was the small, tiny trailer that Miss Romine was renting at the trailer park, which she has since left. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and all of us have noted that this tiny rental trailer had a horrible odor in it. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're aware that I visited with Miss Romine back in June at the larger trailer that she rented, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you ever visit her in that larger trailer?
I went there, but I didn't ever go inside. That's the time she showed me the smaller trailer for the first time, and she had not officially moved into it yet.
Okay, so you visited her at the larger trailer, but you never went inside the larger trailer?
Correct.
Okay, and so are you aware that I went inside that larger trailer?
That's my understanding, yes, ma'am.
And how long had she been living at that larger trailer?
My understanding for several years.
And are you aware that there was no funky odor in the larger trailer? That I did not observe any bad odors in the larger trailer?
That's what I've been told.
Okay, and are you aware that the bad odors only existed in the smaller rental trailer?
That's what I have been told, yes.
And that she was in that smaller rental trailer for less than 2 months?
Correct.
And she moved to that smaller rental trailer for cost reasons?
Correct.
Okay, and is it reasonable to believe that that bad odor in that smaller trailer did not come from Miss Romine, since her larger trailer did not smell like that?
No, I believe it had something to do with the trailer itself, because that one day I was
Exactly.
there, the AC was leaking on the outside, and so I believe it had something to do with that and possible mildew in the walls. It was, I don't know
It
what it
was
is. It just smelled.
nasty. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was nasty. So she was renting that smaller trailer for how much per month? Do you know?
I was told that both were paying $500 for it, so I
Right.
thought that.
So she was renting that tiny little trailer for $1,000 a month, and she has since moved into public housing in Goldthwaite, correct?
Correct.
And that's where you were on Monday delivering the beds.
Correct.
And the beds have since been assembled by Commissioner Williams, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And there is a smell in the public housing, right?
there is. I didn't smell it the 2 times or 3 times I've been there.
Okay, well it smells like cigarette smoke. I mean,
Okay, I
that's
don't.
pretty. You didn't smell that?
I didn't smell that.
Okay, all right. Well, that's great. So all right. So moving on. Kira is in Abilene with the foster family, right?
Yes.
Okay, and school there started there in Abilene on
Today.
August the 13th, right? Today.
Yes.
So she is going to school in Abilene for a couple of days until the court does or does not approve placement with Miss Emily Romine, right?
Yes.
And then school starts in Goldthwaite on August the 20th. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so there was some thinking among the Arrow folks and the Abilene folks that Kira should go to school in Abilene for today and tomorrow, maybe, so that number one, because there's no other daycare available, right?
Correct.
And number two, so that she could say goodbye to some of her friends, right? I didn't hear an answer to that.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so the hope is that if the court does approve the move to Goldthwaite, that she can get into her new apartment with her mom and start school on August the 20th in Goldthwaite, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So you have zero safety concerns about the new apartment, right?
Correct.
And it's a nice corner duplex in a quiet neighborhood in Goldthwaite, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so other than the TBRI therapy, which I've never heard of until today, and other than starting the family counseling, do you have any concerns about Kira moving back in with mom?
No.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Anybody? Question
Just
on
one more,
this?
Judge. Tiffany, I'm just trying to connect the dots on this.
Yeah.
We had a permanency conference on August the 5th. Remember, you were present for that?
Yes.
Okay. And task item on page 4, number 1, 2, 3, 4, it's number 5 down. It talks about Starry, Nicole Garza will do parenting and relationship training virtually. Is that the TBR training you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
And the action item from August 5th that you and the department had put into the minutes was Tiffany will send an email and follow up with a phone call. Tiffany or another DFPS employee will need to be present for a portion of each session. So evidently the conversation was there that communication had dropped. Today is the 13th. Have you sent an email or anything since August 5th to today? I haven't seen one about the TBR training.
I sent one this morning, and I believe I sent one right on that same day.
So maybe I'm not on those email chains. So just to know that was actually, it's not anything Ms. Romine has done that didn't have this start, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I passed the witness room.
Anybody else?
No, Your Honor.
Miss Schlab, we have trouble finding TBRI, however you say it, that type of therapy in a large county. How are we going to find it for Mills County?
It's telemed. Starry does it in not Pathways. There's another organization I can get her hooked up to. And it's all telemed.
Well, but we are having problems with family therapy too, right?
Family therapy is because the family therapists are reluctant to have one telemed and two, they were in two different places. And so they want the mom and the child in the same place. And if she's returned to mom, I'd probably more likely to find a therapist that will do telemed with them, with both child and the mother in the same place.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because it's kind of hard to have good therapy with somebody sitting right next to you.
Right.
Well, maybe we could find a therapist and go meet with Kara at school.
The Brandy Roundtree gave me a name of a therapist that lives in Goldthwaite, but she does not like taking CPS cases. But she's willing to try to do this one, knowing that we'll be out soon versus going to be a long haul.
Oh, we're not going to be out real soon. This is going to last a while.
Okay.
I mean,
Oops.
I'm telling you, this is going to last a good 6 months. I mean, I don't know what y'all think. Well, I know what CPS quick is, and often I don't agree with CPS quick. Parenting coaches are nodding their head. No, this ain't going to be a month thing. I mean, we're going to see. We're not doing a monitored return because it's a PMC case, and it's PMC case, and monitored returns goes to parents. Mom's not a parent now because she's been terminated. She's just no different than me or Mr. Williams or Mr. Malone, anybody. She's just another person. As far as I'm going to call her mom, she is bio mom, but she didn't have any rights. So, yeah, no. Y'all plan on 6 months minimum. Everybody on the screen, plan on it. I mean, Kira's been in care a long time, and so it's the way it is. And I want to make sure everything's monitored, perfect. And because funny, Miss Miller's been harping on the department for ages. Miss Miller here to find good placement for this little girl. And, and Miss Kristen got involved, and then Emily got on, and she's back home. So, this is not going to be I don't know how much more I have to say. It's not going to be quick. So with that being said, do you think that counselor or therapist would help, Ms. Schlab?
Your Honor, I can speak to that.
Okay, Ms. Miller.
Your Honor, this is Laurel Jones, who you may be familiar with through your prior years on the bench. She was a contracted provider in Brown County before that program went south, and she is an old-time CPS counselor, very familiar with CPS cases, who no longer takes CPS cases for a variety of reasons. But Miss Brandy Roundtree, who of course works for DFPS and is local, is a meeting facilitator in Goldthwaite, and is local to Goldthwaite and has been integral to this case, contacted Miss Jones to see if she would be willing to take this case individually. And Miss Jones said yes, she would. So if Miss Schlab is not familiar with her, I can certainly understand that, but she can very easily reach back out to Miss Roundtree to help facilitate communication with Miss Laurel Jones. So I would expect that therapy can begin very soon. I'm very comfortable with Laurel Jones from years past, and I think she'll do a great job for this family.
Okay, I remember the name.
Yes.
Ms. Vargas, what do you think about that plan?
I like it. I know it's kind of hard to go last. I don't want to belabor things you've already heard, Your Honor, but since the last time we met, Emily has been in constant communication with me, her parenting coaches, and so my reaction to her not following through or missing an appointment, that would be an outlier from what I've seen from her. She's been very communicative. She follows through on what she says she's going to do. And I am just incredibly happy that she was able to move into the housing assistance. I believe someone already mentioned this, but she's in a great location, but she's also very close to the office. And the office managers at the housing authority are going to be keeping a watchful eye, not as it relates to anything on this case, but just to make sure, if she needs anything, anything that they can do to help out. And we really have had a community swarm take place of people just helping with every which angle. One of her reservations of kind of getting away from the RV life was that she does not have an abundance of furniture or any furniture because the RV, everything's built in. And she has now a fully furnished home. I've been there. Mr. Williams has been there. Mrs. Miller has been there, CPS has been there. So I feel like the majority of the stakeholders on this call have been to the unit. So I just want you to feel good about knowing that we've been walking the walk with her. And I'm looking forward to Kira going home.
Okay. Any parenting coaches, just y'all, whichever one wants to talk to me, y'all tell me what y'all think. And you've heard all the testimony. Miss Tanya.
Yes, I agree with Kristen wholeheartedly. A lot has happened since we last saw you, Judge, and I'm been so encouraged that it has been a lot of amazing teamwork to get this mama ready to have Kira come home. And mom has done some really hard things that and practiced some muscles that she hasn't exercised in a while. So I'm super proud of her. I have high expectations for mom, Judge. And Jen and I are staying on top of her. Whether she always enjoys it, I'm not sure, but we really care about her and Kira and their relationship and her just really showing up for Kira. I will say that I'm cautiously optimistic about the return. I would love to see mom find some more work. Work has been a challenge because of the hours that have been cut. And she's got a lot of time in her hands, and I think that she needs to be using that time better, more productively. And so at our last group meeting that was in person a week or two ago, Brandy, who works for CPS, I don't think she's on the call now, but she had suggested the possibility of mom doing some work at Exxon. I don't think mom is super excited about that, which is fine. Mom needs to find something that she's excited about. Needs to find something to do the current job because she's part-time. She's, working with a lot in the budget. So it's sparse. And so I really would like to see her finding something else that she enjoys. And working all day. If Kira's going to be at school all day, mom needs to be working all day. But other than that, I'm pumped and excited about what's to come. And we'll stay on top of her.
What about? Okay, thank you, Miss Tanya. What do y'all think? I mean, I don't know anything about the employment capability possibilities up there, but I mean, I always encourage ladies, if we have an opportunity, to maybe see if you can get a job at the working in the cafeteria, being a cafeteria lady, or an aide at the school, or helping somewhere at the school, or Head Start, or somewhere that has the same holiday schedule as Kira and the same hours. I don't know if anybody, and maybe Miss Roundtree or Commissioner Williams or Miss Miller, maybe some of y'all have some contacts up there within the school system. But I mean, I assume the school system has kind of like working for the state or for the county. You got insurance, you got retirement, you have a lot of good benefits. Plus, you got great holidays. So I don't know if y'all want to look into that. I mean, and you know, I seen the pictures of the house. It's great, looks perfect. You know, maybe when it gets to be the fall, we can open the windows and air it out a little bit. We always look forward to the fall and having new air come into our houses. At least I do. I lost my train of thought. But, you know, a small place, it should be easy to keep clean with mom and Kira. I hope Miss Emily makes Kira clean up after herself, pick up her clothes, make her bed, you know, all that kind of stuff too. And I guess y'all are working with her on teaching Kira those type of things too, right? Okay. Okay, Miss Jen, anything you'd like to add for the parenting coach perspective?
Like I was just going to say what you just said about teaching Kira and training Kira. Yesterday, we had a couple hours together, Emily and I, doing a chore chart, a meal plan, safety, you know, emergency numbers, activities, and she's got it all up on her fridge. So we're just trying to set in place some systems. Just how, you know, being a mom, there's so many layers to that. So we're going to be working with her for 6 months to get Kira healthy and, you know, get some good rhythms. And that's really what our goal is.
Okay, good. Yay. And I haven't taken a parenting class, so at least we kind of think the same way. So that's good. Or I had a parenting coach, so good. No, I'm way into making kids have responsibilities and have chores and, you know, to do some of those things every day. And Miss Emily, you got to set an example for Kira too. So, okay, Mr. Malone, Miss anybody have anything else they want to say?
I do, Your Honor, briefly.
Okay.
Kira is self-conscious about people being in her business, other people being part of the visitation. She did not like the DFPS worker poking her head into the parent visits with her mom. She did not like the fact that there were 5 people on her medical review. I think those are understandable privacy concerns on Kira's part. So obviously people are not going to be poking their head into visits any longer because hopefully she's going to be with Emily Romine full time. But I would just ask that to the extent that visits can be coordinated, that they are. And also that only the department and Emily Romine need to be on Kira's medical reviews for privacy purposes for the child from here on out. The other thing that I would ask for is that Wayne Romine.
Miss Miller.
Okay.
Mom's not mom. Mom's just placement.
I understand that.
Why don't you and Miss Vargas? I mean, I would rather you and Miss Vargas be on that also.
I'm fine being on it if I can, but medical reviews, these online doctors who do these medical reviews don't, number one, they don't keep a good schedule. Number two, they make changes to the schedule at the last minute, and it's not always possible for an attorney to get on those meetings when they're changed at the last minute. I'm certainly fine with Ms. Vargas being part of it. She's familiar to the family, but I don't want any strangers to be part of Kira's medical reviews. So if Ms. Vargas or I can make it, along with DFPS and Emily Romine, who of course is just the placement at this point, I understand, and I'm fine with that. But I think that there were 5 people on the last medical review, which made her very uncomfortable.
Was she there apparently?
Kira, yes.
Yeah.
Kira, the internet doctor, and then 5 additional people were on there.
Well, will she be at future ones or will she be at school?
Well, the child has to be part of the medical review because it is between the doctor and the child patient.
I didn't know if they actually pulled them out or not, you know, just because that's what it says. I mean, that's what happens all the time.
Well,
you know?
I mean, allegedly, the internet doctor is treating the child over the internet on the 5 to 10 minute medical review.
Right.
So I'm just asking that we not have strangers to the child on those medical reviews.
Do you know who the other people were?
I believe that they were the parenting coaches and DFPS, and I don't know who else, but it made Kira very uncomfortable.
Well, Kira's going to start to know the parenting coaches, isn't she?
That's correct. I'm just
Yeah,
articulating the child's
I think
concerns.
it was just Jen.
Well, it never happened. I was never on one. The call started and then we didn't have the proper approval to be on the call. So then I never ended up on the call. So I don't know who else was there, but.
Well, I'm the child's lawyer. I'm articulating the child's wishes.
Okay.
That is one concern that the child has. Additionally, this is something that we have not talked about. Wayne Romine has conditions of parole to where he is not to have any contact with Emily or Kira. I have no concerns that he will have contact with Emily or Kira Romine. I don't believe that he has attempted contact with Emily or Kira. I would like for us to have a similar order on our side that says that Emily and Kira are prohibited from having any contact with Wayne Romine. And that's all I have.
One more thing.
Miss Lab.
She does have a psychological schedule with Melissa Siebert next Wednesday, her first day of class, so she'll miss her first day of school. My plan is to do the transporting because it's such a long distance. But I was just wanting you to make it clear that I would like the Miss Romine to attend this therapy, the psychological appointment, so she can start participating and taking on these parenting roles and these medical psychological appointments. That's just what I have to say.
Okay, I maybe missed something. Is the first day of school, has Goldthwaite already started?
No, they start next Wednesday, the same day as had scheduled this appointment. I did not know they start the same day when I did the appointment.
I hate for Kira to miss the first day of school.
Your Honor, we've talked about this, and everyone hates for Kira to miss the first day of school, but this is a high quality psychological.
Okay.
It was a high quality psychological assessment that we received from this same therapist previously in Kira's case. And we don't want an internet doctor to do this psychological.
Okay.
We'd like for it to be the same psychologist, which it is. And I think everybody very reluctantly said, yes, we'll allow her to miss the first day of school in the interest of getting this psychological evaluation done. Nobody likes it, but it's the same doctor and it's a good doctor.
Okay. If y'all are okay, I'm okay. I just, I think first day of school is kind of fun, but I guess the next day of school. So, okay. Anybody else?
Judge, can I say a few words?
Yes, sir, Mr. Williams.
I'm Commissioner Williams from Mills County. I am also the president of the Child Welfare Board here in Mills County.
Yay.
And we have been reached out several weeks ago to help Ms. Romine get into a house and stuff. And we're all in to support her in whatever we can do from the Child Welfare Board. And several shopping trips and stuff are planned and wanting to help out in any way we can. Just to let everybody know that's on this, that we're willing to help if our capacity is there.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's good to see y'all. Good to hear that y'all are there and y'all are available. I know y'all have a good board. I've met, I think, one or two other members on your board, maybe not on it now, but in the past, as long as I've been having Mills County for about, I think, 13 years, maybe 12. Time flies,
That's right.
But I mean, you've heard a lot about this case. I just want to assure you, and you can pass on to your members, this is a weird case. I mean, this is a really weird case. And all the time, I've been doing CPS law for 40 years, never had a case like this before. So,
well, I just want you to know that we're here to support if we can. I've met several of the people that are on this screen right now, and we're there. So if we can do something, let us know.
Well, thank you for coming, because I know we have some of our child welfare boards are more helpful than others, but you coming is great for everybody to know. And y'all know that if you need anything, reach out to Commissioner Williams and maybe they can help too.
Thank you.
So yeah, and help. Thank you with the housing and all that. I know that y'all were real instrumental in doing that. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And anytime, well, you can listen to when the next setting is, and we're happy to have you anytime. Now that we know who you are, we maybe don't have to ask 18 times who everybody is. So,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else after Commissioner Williams?
No.
Okay, here's the order of the court. Let's see. I wrote all over the piece of paper. Let's see. Kira is to be placed with Miss Romine. Y'all get that worked out as soon as y'all possibly can. CPS is to set up TRBI and family therapy within a week because we need to just bam, bam, get all this stuff going. Mr. Wayne Romine is to have no contact of any kind with Emily or Kira. And Emily and Kira, it's vice versa. They are to have no contact whatsoever with Wayne Romine. He is to remain 500 feet from anywhere Miss Romine and or Kira are located. Doctor, the online doctor, as Miss Miller says, who I despise that too. The online doctor, Kira, Ed Lightums, CPS, and parenting coaches are the only ones that are to be on Kira's med reviews. Mom is to attend Kira's psychological evaluation appointment. And our next hearing is our next Mills County Day, and it's 9/23/25. Let me see if that's going to be a morning or afternoon. Let me look real quick, y'all.
Can you do the date again, Judge? I'm sorry, 9 what?
9/23 is our next Mills County Day. Let me see if that's also a Sin Sabbath day. Hold on. Let's do this at, let me see how long those are going to be. Let's do y'all at 10:30 on that day. 10:30 on 10/23 via Zoom. I'll do Sin Sabbath at 9 till 10:30, and then we'll get on with the Mills County docket that the rest. Hold on, let me check my calendar. Check my other calendar. Okay. I have a vacation at some point in time. I haven't planned it. And Mr. Malone, that day, since you're new county attorney, are you going to TDCAA's annual conference that it starts that week?
I'm not planning on you on. I went last year.
Okay.
But I'm not planning on going again this year.
Okay. Okay. Well, if we need to change dates, I'll get in touch with everybody. But Mr. Malone, be sure and if we do change the date, be sure and let Mr. Williams know if we change the date. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Miss Emily, you have a million eyes on you. You know that, right? In addition to everybody on the screen, y'all live in Goldthwaite. Good news, bad news, all news, gossip, etc. travels real fast. You know that, right? Okay. Police, the housing folks, the commissioner's court, you got everybody. So you got more people looking at you and watching this in probably most cases. Okay. So you've also, on the other side, you've also had more cheerleaders, more people helping you than most people do on most cases too. Okay. And you heard me tell Commissioner Williams, I've been doing this a long time and I've never had a case like this. Okay. So I expect good things from you. Okay. You're setting a trend for all other future moms in your situation. You know what I'm talking about, to be able to maybe do the same thing in the future for their children. Okay. So I want you to do what's best for Kara, and I don't want to have any egg on my face, anybody on the screen, anybody else's face. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm telling you, this is sort of an experiment. We've never appointed an attorney to do this, or, this is a new thing. Okay. So you're going to be my poster child, and you're going to get this all done right, and we're all going to be happy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're real excited that you got some new good folks in this case that have dug and to get to where we're at. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I can be, a big cheerleader for you too, or I can be your worst enemy, and I don't want to do that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you've come a long way, very, very, very fast, in my opinion. And, and you've had a lot of help to get that way. But at some point in time, we're going to kind of wean some of the help away too. And we're going to make sure that you can do it on your own. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And if you're just working, living your life, Kira's going to school, y'all are doing y'all's thing, keeping your house clean, staying away from bad influences, I don't really think that's that hard to do you?
No.
Okay. So, I'm going to tell you this, and I don't mean to be mean, but we're going to give you this opportunity, and it's a huge opportunity, but I really don't want to be any screw ups because it's not good for Kira and it's not good for you. And I don't want to have to yank her away. Okay.
Yes.
Because if I have to take her away, I doubt I'll bring her back. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, keep up the great work. And I want to see pictures of your new house when you get everything situated, and school pictures of Kira. And we'll see you on 9/23. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okie doke. Keep in touch with everybody. Okay.
Yes,
I know I don't
ma'am.
have to tell you that. Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations. Good luck. Y'all get the move done, and we'll keep our thumbs up. And that's not an Aggie thumbs up. That's just or our fingers. We'll do that. We'll cross our. We don't do any. I have orange and white. We don't do any Aggie stuff. We'll keep our fingers crossed and our toes and everything else. So, okay. Well, thanks everybody that's helped get to where we're at. And yay. Thank you. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye. This is
Thank
our
you.
final trial,
Bye-bye.
but everybody told me we weren't going to have a trial today. Mr. Williams is not here. I don't see him. Miss Shelton, you need to show your face. Miss Shelton, you need to show your face.
My phone got water in it, and I don't know if it's going to pop up or not. Sorry, 1 second.
Mr. Wood, any news on Mr. Williams?
None, Your Honor. It's been months since I've talked to him. I was going to try to pull up the date that I last heard from him.
I figured. Okay. Well, Miss Shelton, you need to make this is a trial, and if we were having a trial, you would be excused from the trial because your face isn't showing up. What I have is mom hasn't been testing. I wrote that she's not going to counseling. She was kicked out of counseling for not showing up. Of course, dad hasn't done anything. Jersey's blowing and going and doing great. Her placement's gotten licensed. I'm going to stop the visits for mom because we're not, I think I've never seen a longest list of no testing. I mean, really? And then I don't know why the department, y'all know, no, 3 clean consecutive UAs and visits stop. I don't really know why they've been going on, but we're in this case because of drugs. How do I know people aren't using drugs and people aren't testing? So that's what I have. Mr. Malone, you may begin, please.
Stacey Williams is the case manager. I don't know if I don't see her.
She's here. Stacey Campbell.
Oh,
She's
sure. Yeah. Stacey, did you have any information for the court or what you'd like to see happen today, please? I think you're on mute. Ms. Campbell, I believe you're on mute.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
She, like I said, she has not completed any services that pertain to her substance abuse. She's done a few assessments, but hasn't followed through with recommendations. I arranged for her to have drug testing closer to her residence, and she still has not complied with that. Jersey's in a placement with her relatives who are now licensed, and I would like to see her continue that care.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody have any questions of Ms. Campbell?
Just a couple, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Campbell, where was the drug testing previously?
Previously, she was assigned to the Lampasas area.
Okay, and so she's in Mullen, which is about 35 minutes from Lampasas, 35 or 40 minutes. Is that accurate?
Might be about 40 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 40 minutes or so. And of course, you sent her on numerous occasions, and that didn't happen, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so when did you move the testing to Brownwood?
It was the end of June. I was able to get authorization for her to do that.
Okay, and you've sent her a couple of times, and she hasn't participated in that. Is that right?
Yes, she was required to go on June 24th, June 30th, July 7th, and July 15th.
Okay, and were those all UAs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. And so are you aware that she's beginning outpatient treatment on August the 4th?
No, ma'am. I was not aware. She had told me that she was going to go to Senecor.
Okay,
and
all right.
I reached out to Senecor, and they could not confirm they couldn't confirm that she was going to do it. Yeah. They would, because she hadn't signed releases for me to be able to get that information.
Has she signed her releases yet?
No, ma'am. This was as of yesterday.
Okay. As of yesterday. Okay. Very recent news. And so I may have it wrong and be using the wrong term in terms of outpatient, but treatment nonetheless on August the 4th is your understanding?
It is now. I wasn't before.
Okay. All right. And so obviously that's something that we want to continue to support and for mom to complete if this extension is granted, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so my recollection is that visitation between the mother and the child, that's going well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I believe that the visitation was continued despite mom's lack of testing because of the urging of the guardian ad litem and the attorney ad litem. Is that right?
As far as I know, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I don't have any further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Miller. Anybody else?
Briefly,
I have
Judge.
a couple.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead,
Wood.
Patrick.
Hold
Oh,
on.
I'm
No,
sorry,
you go.
Marcus.
Mr. Wood, you go. Patrick goes last.
Okay. Ms. Campbell, when was the last time you communicated, or do you know of any communications with the father in this case?
The last time I know of any communication with the father would have been back in November, I believe, is when the courtesy worker was last able to see him.
And do you
October, November.
Do you have a record of him testing for you?
He's never tested.
Okay. Have you tried to reach out to him?
I have. I'm not even sure I have the right number anymore. However, the caseworker, that's the courtesy worker, Miss Sonneberg, she is out there consistently, leaves a business card for him every time, and she has not heard from him either.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Howard.
Thank you. Miss Campbell, remind me, is Miss Shelton still living on the family property, or is she living somewhere else?
She's, to my knowledge, she is residing with Grace Shelton, which would be her grandmother, which is down the road. It's down the road.
So it's still in the same general area. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
And you said, to your knowledge, when was the last time you were able to visit Miss Shelton in her residence?
I visited with her in June.
Okay. And so I guess the conversation you had yesterday was by phone?
I'm sorry, with who?
With Miss Erica Shelton.
I did not talk to Miss Erica Shelton. I sent her a message Thursday, I think it was. I sent her a message asking her to meet with me since we had court today, because I had reached out to her on the 11th and she was out of the area and not able to meet with me.
Okay. Jersey is still having her weekend visits with grandparents?
Yes.
Okay. And are those still going okay?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Any questions, Ms. Campbell? Okay, Mr. Malone, you have another witness?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Miller?
Good.
I'm sorry. Go on, Mr. Malone.
Well, I believe that the parties have agreed to continue the case, subject to the court's ruling, of course, but the extension.
Yeah, I don't really know why, other than maybe for, I don't know, somebody's gonna have to give me a good reason, because we don't have a court reporter today, so I can't go forward with the trial, but I could begin it and recess. So somebody's gonna have to give me some good reasons why I should grant an extension, because I'm not seeing any right now. So, Ms. Miller, any witnesses?
Your Honor, I think Miss Milloway had her hand up. I'm sure she has some good rationale.
Okay, Ms. Milloway.
I don't know if it's good rationale, but we talked about it. We could do it one of two ways, and to be honest, I mean, we're going to continue to work with Miss Shelton. That we want to see her be healthy and in Jersey's life, so we're going to continue to work with her and hope that she works these services and gets the help that she needs. But to be honest, really, we talked about doing the extension for the placement to get the PCA benefits because they just got licensed. And so we can do it, like I said, one of two ways. We can either name the department PMC and then have to modify later on down the road when we're ready to transfer PMC to the Sheltons, or we could do the extension since we had the time, if the court grants it, to be able to get the 6 months in without having to name the department PMC.
When was the licensing date, Ms. Millway? Do you know?
Stacy does. It just occurred like a couple weeks ago or last week. Yeah, it's very recent. The licensing, when did you do her placement update?
On the 11th of July.
July, yeah. So it's been very recent.
So we need 6 months, right?
Yes, ma'am.
August, September, October, November, December, January. Well, I think going the second door number 2 is easier than door number 1, especially since we have a missing in action father.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, I'll find that's in Jersey's best interest. Okay. Okay. Ms. Miller, now does that change anything? Any more questions for you?
Your Honor, I was unaware that the Troy and Teresa Shelton family was licensed. I think that was part of the rationale for the request for an extension. But now that has happened and they need the 6 months, it's certainly easier from a department perspective, from a paperwork perspective, to do it this way rather than do an extension. I mean, rather than do PMC and to the department and then a modification. That we all know how well that's working in some cases these days. I mean, I think that the shortest route to resolution in all likelihood is probably the extension, ironically. And I think we're going to be looking at I think maybe a mediation might be helpful in this case. I mean, we understand what the resolution of this case might mean, so I think that would be helpful.
Well, sounds like we're just gonna be rocking along for a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, I agree with everything you said. I don't want to do mediation right now. I want Mom to kind of see if Mom can step up, and then we'll go from there. Okay, thank you, Ms. Miller. Mr. Wood, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Peterson, anything you would like to add? What do you think about visits? What do you think about everything?
I just know that Jersey's doing well with Teresa and Troy, and that probably an extension is the best for her too.
What do you think about visits?
Business.
Visits.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think that their visits are important.
I think they're important too, but I think mom drug testing when this is a drug case is really important also. So, and going to counseling and complying with your service plan. I mean, what is that? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I'm not arguing with you. I just think there's, a bunch of stuff thrown into the mix, Okay. Mr. Howard, what's up?
So I'll try to sum it up. I will say that, yes, the placement had just become licensed, and I don't want to go back over that, but there were a lot of good reasons for an extension, especially the whole motion to modify and the problems that would have given us. I think that the other reason for the extension was, well, if we're going to have another 6 months, let's see if mom could turn it around, especially in a case like this where we have a family placement that I think would like nothing more than for mom to turn it around. And I say that because I think that the rationale of the extension was, well, mom's going to get together and start working harder, and that's what we all wanted her to. So let's use that time. It doesn't appear we got off to a very good start on that. I hope that changes. I think the placements here, Your Honor, they're doing just wonderful. We could not have found a better circumstance for Jersey in this case. The reason I say that is I think that there is some benefit, even if this case doesn't end till November or December, towards knowing what it's going to end and having some permanency for Jersey. So I'd like for the court to think about that. As far as the visits go, I think what Costa's trying to say and what I'll say is, Jersey really enjoys those visits. They go well for her. Again, I think our most important goal in this case, besides Jersey's best interest, is for mom to get clean and stable and show that. So I understand the court's reasoning there. That being said, with school starting, with the visits being supervised by the placement, they generally go okay and they're beneficial for Jersey, I believe. I would hope there'd be some manner for mom to get a clean drug test and maybe start those up again, or even if they're limited, once a month instead of how they've been. And so, because I think primarily that hurts Jersey some with how they're set up now. So that's my thought process, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
I mean, I'm toying between after 3 clean consecutive days and then visits at the CPS office, but that really affects the placement. But that's normally what we would do.
Don't really have a CPS office in Mullen, and they do live out in the country.
Right.
I mean, Your Honor, I've been on Teresa Shelton for probably a decade now. And I have no qualms about their ability to handle the visits properly. And I don't know what adding CPS into the mix would accomplish.
Okay.
I know something that I've always asked Stacy when we talk about the visits is, how are they going? Does mom ever show up, intoxicated or anything like that? And, the answer has been no, that, Teresa's able to tell if she is or not. And that's not been the case. I'm kind of with you torn.
I mean, y'all, it just sets a bad, this is bad. Okay, here's what I'm going to order. Mom can visit after submission to a hair strand test by noon on 7/25/25. set up by CPS. So I'm putting the ball in her court. If she doesn't submit, then it's 3 clean consecutive UAs.
Judge, just in case, is there anything we can put in for dad in case he does show up so we don't have to have a hearing, or do you want to just leave it 3 consecutives for him, or?
Yeah, I'll be okay with that. Okay, so mom can visit after submission to hair strand. I mean, we need his hair strand test because she hadn't tested in a long time. That would show some stuff. On 7/25/25 set up by CPS and paid by CPS. If doesn't submit, then after 3 clean consecutive UAs. I mean, just because mom's not showing up now being clean, you know, I don't know.
Well, for clarification, I presume that means that she takes the hair follicle test and continues the test as set up by the department.
Well, clarification, if she just submits to a hair strand test, I'm good with that.
Right, but we expect her to continue to drug test.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the plan is. But if she submits to the hair strand, dirty, not dirty, she can do her visits.
Okay.
If she doesn't, I mean, I'm putting the ball in her court, Mr. Howard. And if she doesn't do the hair strand, then she got to do 3 clean consecutive UAs. I'd be doing a hair strand all day, you know?
Well, I understand that. I just want it to be clear that mom does the hair strand, which doesn't show up for drug tests like has been happening. What's going to happen there?
Donna, thank you for clarifying that the visits will continue whether her hair strand is clean or not clean. That way, if it's not going to be clean, then she doesn't have any incentive not to show up as long as her visits remain appropriate. And then after that, obviously continuing to drug test at the department's request is part of her being able to continue visitation. I think maybe Patrick, is that what you were getting at?
I think that was better said. Thank you.
I'm not sure I said it better. I said it twice.
And quite frankly, I just don't want there to be any confusion on mom's part as far as that goes.
Well, okay. I mean, I think the best thing is, like I said, is just do the hair strand. Dirty, not dirty, submit. Then we keep rocking with our visits. Okay. But then if she doesn't do that, because that's easy. That's the easy way to solve this problem. Then if not, then she got to do 3 clean consecutive UAs. Sorry. And then once she does that, then y'all can go back to y'all's, as y'all agree, So submission, visits. No submission, 3 clean consecutive UAs, and then as y'all agree. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I didn't even address the not appearing at counseling, and that's big too. I mean, these are huge issues that are just being blown off. Ma'am, you have a service plan. You have to comply. Your parental rights can be subject to termination. And so far, nothing's going on. And I promise you, in this case, you're getting a lot more leniency than you would in any other cases. I mean, Miss Salisbury's nodding her head. I think, look at Mr. Howard, he is. And I think Ms. Miller would even nod her head. So we're giving you cutting you some slack only because of Jersey, not because of anything you're doing. So I would highly suggest going and doing a hair strand. Especially when the department's paying for it. So, okay, everybody get their pens out. Here's our new dates with the extension. Next permanency hearing is 9/23. One after that, it's a wonky date because y'all's court date comes during that Thanksgiving week and nobody wants court then. Is 12/9. Final trial is 1/27. And our dismissal date is 1/31/26. And we'll prepare and file a scheduling order. Okay. Okay, thank y'all. To give you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Okay, okay, lots happening, lots been going on. I read in the CPS report, that Moses is going to a new placement. I don't know why he was in a behavioral hospital. I'm wondering if he could go to the GRO in Bell County that Aiden is in, but it sort of sounds like he's kind of creating a bond with some of the people where he's at. What about Social Security, looking into an HCS home, etc. So that's a lot of my stuff. So let's see, Ms. Kinnemer's with Ms. Salisbury, right? So Mr. Malone, you may begin, please.
Thank you, Judge. Mance Bowden, is Mance here?
Nope.
He is the caseworker. Is somebody standing in for him?
Maybe Vicky.
Oh, okay, Mr. Broderick. Ms. Broderick, my understanding is that everything is going well, that you would like an extension or rather things to continue. Would you please give the court an update?
My understanding is that things are going well. This was a fairly recent move. I know the judge is asking about Social Security, and I do believe she knows, but I don't think the rest of you know. I recently started covering this case. I will reach out and find out what's going on as far as any disability and definitely provide a report to the court. I don't know a whole lot about Moses other than I do know that he does have a lower IQ and he should be receiving some Social Security disability. As far as HCS, I will also follow up with that and see what we can do to get the ball rolling. Normally those slots, they're available for slots at the age of 16, but we do start preparing much earlier than that.
Okay. What did he have to go to psych hospital for?
You were going to ask me that, and that is not in the report, and that happened before I started covering, and Mr. Bowden is not here, so I would have to say, I do not know.
Okay, well,
I will be very honest.
And
I think that was when he was at the foster home and he got into an altercation with his foster mom, I think.
Okay. What about looking for a new place? Is that the old stuff before he got to where he's at, or what's up with that?
Yes, that's prior to where he, this current placement.
Okay, well, y'all need to get these, y'all need to make sure these reports jive, because that kind of stuff gets me confused.
It definitely confuses me too.
Because I'm like, he's here, he likes it, we're moving him again. I mean, I was thinking he may be an adoptive home, or I didn't really understand that. So
no, and we do have a match event coming up and his profile has been provided. He is not going to be participating in that match event due to distance, but I will also follow up with any recruitment efforts as far as getting updated filmings and art gallery photos and such as that.
Okay. Yeah, he did a K-View or Hannah Rucker thing not long ago.
Not long ago, correct.
Video. I can't remember. I mean, it really wasn't that long ago.
And we do e-blast as well, and I can follow up and make sure that we're getting him out there in the e-blast for different agencies.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, he's in Houston. I always like all the GROs and places in Houston. And I was thinking about moving him closer, but I mean, is he fitting in well? I mean, is he happy there? I don't want to move him if he doesn't like, I mean, things are rocking along.
From my understanding, he is adjusting well to his current placement.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to leave it alone for now, unless Ed Lydams thinks something different. Ms. Kinnemer, what do you think?
Well, I visited with him there, and he seemed like he was adjusting well. There's a staff member there that he had worked with in another placement that he liked really well, and the staff member likes him really well, and so I think that has helped. I think that's helped a lot.
Okay, good. Yeah, I thought that was kind of a small world, kind of weird, but that worked out good. Good. Flatonia versus Houston, whatever. I mean, sounds like the person likes to work in that field, so that was good.
Well, I think he's actually been working in both places. He was traveling back and forth.
Oh, God.
2 days and one place 2 days. So
Wow, it's a long way. So
I drove Patty down there to visit him, and Moses has called me a couple of times, and I was like, Moses, are you sure you want to talk to me? Aren't you trying to call Miss Patty? No, I want to talk to you. He's so funny. So anyway, we just had a nice conversation.
Well, that's sweet.
He just wanted to talk.
Good.
So he's aware of what's going on. So super sweet.
Okay. Good. Mr. Howard?
Well, after reading the CASA report, I was going to say something similar to what you said. I was going to leave it alone unless CASA recommended something different. I think that he is doing okay there. I think he's really doing pretty well there. He seems pretty comfortable there. And so I think at this point, the safest thing to do is to leave him there until we are sure we found a less restrictive, maybe more permanent placement for him. I don't want to move him around just for sake of moving him around, and the right placement is probably more important than distance at this point in this case. And so besides that, I will say this seems like a more positive reporting than maybe we had previously. So I think that's a great thing. And so I'm happy with the placement, and I'm happy with the team. And it sounds like we have a new worker here, and sometimes it's kind of good to get a fresh set of eyes. So I'm excited for that as well, for that reason. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't see any new orders. Yay, for once on Moses. So we're going to say everything continue. We're going to come back in 2 months on 9/23.
Can I just ask where we are on that other matter with the lawsuit? Is that just hang tight on that? Because since I'm leaving, I just want to make sure I let the powers that be here with CASA know what's going on with that. It's just pending at this point.
Yeah, I just texted Mr. Howard that same thing when you brought that up. So what's up with that, Mr. Howard?
Well, wasn't super excited to bring that out in the court hearing, but we will talk about it now that it's been brought out.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, well, so from my understanding is that based on a very recent meeting, that I expect that something will be filed immediately. Based on that discussion, I really would have expected it to already be filed by now, but I was given a couple of weeks. And so, and that was about a couple of weeks ago. And so I can say that they're still working on it. I'm in contact with them. I had a Zoom meeting with them very recently and provided some information that they had requested. So as far as I know, it's still likely going. It just has not been filed yet, which is a little bit concerning, but I guess they have their reasonings. They didn't give me any indication that they were not intending to pursue it.
Can you put that on some sort of tickler, Patrick, and check like once a month if you don't mind?
Well, and like I said, if I hadn't just had a recent check, that is pretty recent information. But yes, they are receptive to contact, so I will double check on that and see.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, that's interesting news. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. So, okay.
I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Before this last blowout at his foster home when he had to be placed, we had like 10 family that were interested in adoption, and I'm wondering, are those people still being contacted? Is that still a possibility for him?
Let me look into that. Unfortunately, the things that were going on before I started supervising this case, I'm still playing catch up on. So let me look and see what we're doing. Make sure everything's been sent over that's been requested, and see where we are as far as potential selection staffing.
Because I know there were 3 or 4 that were very promising, and then of course that stopped whenever he was moved.
Were those home studies shared with the legal team to review? Or
Yes, there were, or one.
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
I think there were 3 or 4 that he sent, that Matt sent us.
he sent like 10 and asked us to pick our top 3.
okay, I'll follow up. Mance will be back on Monday, and I will definitely put this on the calendar to follow up with him and see where we are as far as the selection staffing. That's super important.
Okay.
Ms. Browder, is this your case from now on?
It's Mance's, and I'm covering him until his supervisor comes back. She's out on leave.
Okay. Well, yeah, see if y'all can get that looked into, please.
You know, well, you know how I work.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Debbie, Ms. Kinnemer, put that on your calendar to check back, maybe not next week, maybe the next week with Browder and Mr. Bowden, see what you can find out, okay?
Yes, we're meeting on, I believe, I want to say the 25th, 24th, I'm meeting with him. So if you shoot an email over to him next week, we can discuss that during our conference. If not, I'll be addressing it before that, but.
Okay, we will do that. We will follow up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Debbie, I don't know if you still have my email address or not.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You did. Okay. Okay, well, y'all stay on top of that and then let Mr. Howard know what's going on too.
We will.
Okay, thank y'all. Y'all are excused. Thank you. Oh, you did too. Yeah, but she just moving them in, moving them out.
Well, I am much more familiar with this next case.
I'm waiting on Mr. Jimmy. It'll be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, Aiden is still at his place over there in Salado, doing well. Kind of acts like a jerk when he doesn't get his way. I don't like that. Talks about being a thug, not being and wanting to be being in the Bloods. I think I don't like that.
You do.
But he got to see the boys, and that visit went well. Mr. Jimmy and the adoptive parents are. I know Mr. Jimmy's making a plan for monthly. I hope they are too. And that they said those visits go well, and Aiden's going to start school pretty soon, and I think everybody likes the placement. I hope he just doesn't do something stupid. So that's what I have, Mr. Malone.
Judge, I think that's correct, is my understanding. And I believe that Ms. Crowder is here to give us an update on behalf of Mr. Bowden. So, Ms.
Right,
Browder,
yes.
are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Could you please give us an update on Aiden?
Yes, I was actually able to visit with him in June, and he was kind of shocked that I remembered his favorite snacks that I brought to him. He is doing well. He told me how much he liked his placement. I visited him the day before Jimmy was coming out to do the sibling visit. He has done a lot of changing in the years since I used to be his caseworker. But he is doing well. He did not have anything to complain about, said he really liked everything. Told me how much he had evolved into becoming a city boy and is no longer a country boy. He he will be attending a match event this Sunday evening. I will be picking him up and transporting him to the event. It is at Austin Museum of Illusions, and he's pretty excited about that. I did confirm earlier today. Yeah, I mean, Aiden's a great kid. He did ask if I could continue to visit with him, and I told him that's fine, I will.
Okay. Did you talk to him, or you can tell him that I told him before, tell him the judge doesn't like all this gang banging stuff.
I will definitely tell him that. He was not talking about anything like that with me. Of course, he's still trying to be the little boy that he thinks I remember. He is going to be doing a filming with Hannah Rucker. He and I did talk about that, and he wants to do it at a gym. So that's something that we're working on because he wants to work out now and get big muscles and all that cool stuff.
And play a sport. I think it's great that the GRO encourages extracurriculars and sports, and I mean, that's amazing and great.
I think all placements should be doing that. That's part of normal.
I agree, but yeah, but we know the answer to that question.
I do push for it and ask, why is it not being done?
Yeah, crazy. Okay, good. Anything else, Mr. Malone?
Not for me, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Howard.
Well, I was going to let Jimmy talk because Jimmy can talk. I know Jimmy went and had a visit, I think, this weekend with the boys. And so as far as Aiden goes, I mean, we're committed to him. He's got a great team. He's just sort of on his own path and his own timeline. I think that, there's good and bad with his brother's transition. I hope that's being addressed in counseling. I presume it is. I know at some point he is always happy to see him, but I know he still struggles with that. I think a request he made of Jimmy was to see if he could spend Christmas there. And I think the other brother said, that's not going to happen, right? So there's still that. This case is unique because we still have that sibling rivalry a little bit in it. I'll let Jimmy talk. I will say I've never heard of a CASA that goes to San Antonio and picks up the kids and drives them to the placement for visits. I've heard of CASAs that do that. I've never heard of a CASA that sort of committed themselves to do that once a month. That's incredible. So I know I brag on them a lot, but I do think it needs to be continued to be recognized, because if it wasn't for him, these boys would probably not be seeing each other and certainly wouldn't be seeing each other as often as they are.
I agree.
It's just me. It's just me, okay? I just be me, and that's all I want to be is me.
Sounds like a country western song,
right?
Yeah, maybe we can get Aiden to write us one.
That's right, and then he can be rich, How'd the visit this week go, Mr. Jimmy?
The visit went good, except for the next visit there will be no cell phone. I let that happen just to see how that would go, and being as how the other two don't. They have a phone, but it's not as accessible as Aiden's. So, but this phone is monitored because he told him, he says, don't be putting stuff on there because I'll get in trouble. So, but I don't think they can do that. It's a BART phone. But we had a really good visit. Of course, Bobby and I still get the names, Patrick and Sean, they still try to whisper stuff to me about Aiden that they don't like. But I talk to them a lot about forgiveness. Guys, we're not here to deal in the past. We're going to move forward. Aiden's not the person that he was. You're not the person that you were, but you need to learn to forgive for the things that happened in the past. And forgiveness is for you, not necessarily him. But other than that, I'm not so sure that Aiden isn't okay with how everything's going, but the brothers, they just haven't got to that point of forgiveness yet. But they do enjoy each other. I try to keep the past out of conversations. We move forward. But at the end of the visit, Sean wanted to talk to Aiden by himself. So they went over to the side and talked. Aiden got upset, walked off. We got in the truck. I said, it's all right. He'll be over it by the time we get to the end of the road. Well, we made it to the next driveway. And some of it had to do with him not being able to go to the Vasquez's house. Marshall just told, you're not allowed. He just flat told him. And then when he was talking to Bobby, I asked Bobby, I says, well, what did he say? He says, he just didn't understand. And Bobby looked at him and said, you're the one that caused it. And that's when he got mad. But sometimes I think being that open with brothers is probably a good thing. So, but And I had to bite my lip and almost says, well, if you get adopted, maybe your adopted parents will let your brothers come spend the night or whatever, but that's not gonna, we just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But as far as, and Marshall does worry about Aiden because they're twins, they're gonna have that bond. And I tell him, look, Mr. Jimmy's there. You don't have to worry about nothing. As long as I'm here and around, we're gonna take care of it. Trying to give him some peace of mind about his brother. So anyway, but Aiden's doing pretty good where he's at. Yes, he does have his moments, but they're not as strong as some that he's had in the past, so to speak, So, but
You think he's fitting in?
yeah, he's fitting in. They go to a gym separate from the facility. And another thing that I was talking to one of the house parents about the other day was this place is fixing to expand into having an SIL there too. So if they've got kids that are getting ready to age out, they can keep them there. And what I see of the kids, they adore these people. Yeah, when you got a bunch of boys, I've seen a fight, and I'm sitting there going, oh, these kids don't know how to fight. So, but it wasn't much, just in the swimming pool. So, but no, they're doing good, and I think we'll just keep trying to do visits when we can, and and it's a long circle, but
What did y'all do during the visit?
oh, we went. Well, I had asked for the boys to bring trunks and a towel or some swim deal because right there in Salito, there's I think it's the Lampasas River that runs through there, but it ain't but waist deep in the deepest part. And there's always people down there. I said, man, I can get my little chair out. I can sit underneath that tree and watch them boys. But we didn't know how the water was, and it was fine. But she didn't send them with any of that, so we just went to Temple and hung out. Found a really good place to go eat a hamburger. Yeah. Then we went back. Then I've been looking for this part, so we stopped in at the Harley dealer, and
Yeah.
no, I think they kind of think that's neat sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of people there, and them guys will talk to them kids. I mean, that's kind of cool. So
Yeah.
they didn't have my part, so
But you might have to go back there and visit again.
I've been to that one several times.
Yeah. Y'all could call CASA in Temple and Coryell County and see where Miss Jimmy, if they got any good ideas for places to go. I mean, they would give y'all some good ideas. That's a good CASA group. I'd be willing to, give you some hints. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say you can make it put on me. No cell phones used during visits unless during sibling visits unless to take pictures. How's that?
There you go.
There you go.
I like that.
No, I don't mind taking the heat for that one, but I just wanted to see how that was going to go. And
no, I think that was a great idea.
When we were eating and stuff, I took the phone, and there was a couple times I said, "No, give me the phone."
Yeah. Was it Aiden?
Ma'am?
Was it Aiden that had the phone?
Yes. The other two have a phone, but they don't carry it around with them and stuff. So,
Mr. Jimmy, was Aiden talking all hoodish, gang banging?
he talked a little bit about some rap music he was trying to show them on the phone, but he's kind of slowed up on that.
Good.
Thank goodness.
And he did get his hair done where whatever they call that. And but when he takes it out, he earned the nickname Popcorn. Because it curls his hair all up, looks like he's got a head full of popcorn on it. So every now and then I call him Popcorn.
Yeah, he's got amazing hair. Yeah, I mean, he looked really good. His hair looked good at the adoption hearing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also told me at the adoption hearing, he told David and Dakota, he says, y'all tried your best. Y'all did your best. I thought that was pretty mature.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he does know that because he did tell me that he is the reason that he was not with his brothers.
Yes.
So
he's never not denied that.
Yeah. And I didn't ask him.
I think he gets more excited about seeing them than they do seeing him. But we're working on that. I want these brothers to be brothers, you know, because
Right.
they're the only family I mean, besides, you know, adopted family, but they're the only family that they have really.
Right.
Right. He is a great kid. He needs direction.
I'm trying.
Well, I'll see him Sunday, so we'll have a long drive and a long talk, and I'll get a snack for him. So.
And I'm hoping when he goes to school, maybe some of that hood, some of that, it's a different environment. I hope some of that. I just don't like it. I told him that at the adoption hearing. I don't like you acting like that. I mean, that's you might think that's cool, but it ain't cool. I don't think. I don't think it's cool at all. So, okay, well, like I said, Miss Jimmy, I'm gonna put in the order: no cell phones used during sibling visits unless to take pictures, and you can say whatever you want.
I'll take them and send them.
Okay, yeah. Other than that, I think everything continue, and let's just come back on that 9/23 date like we are all the other cases.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody need anything else? Well, that was a good report. Good.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. I'm glad to be part of this. So
thank you, Mr. Jimmy. And I'm gonna move on to San Saba now. So we appreciate y'all. Thanks, Mills County folks, and we'll see y'all. And I think we don't see y'all until that 9/23 date, unless something comes in.
Well, not that I mind seeing y'all, but
yeah. No, but I don't think Mills County has any more hearings till 9/23 anyway. So we'll see y'all in 2 months.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all. We're on San Saba next. Y'all are excused. Have a good day. Testimony about the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. All I just have to say is, oh my God, wow. I saw Tiffany last week too, so we visited. What's happened since I saw you last week, Tiffany?
He was placed at the front home yesterday. During their search of his belongings, they found a BB gun.
Oh, that mysterious BB gun, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he has 2 phones that he had to turn over, which he turned over with, surprisingly, he turned it over with minimal fight, but he's upset about that. There is, a placement he's actually doing an interview with right now called Harmony Therapy and Treatment in Spring, Texas.
What's the first word?
Harmony.
Harmony. Okay.
They're doing an interview with him today in Little Creek in Arkansas. Is supposed to be doing one this afternoon. So that's where we're at is placement. The issue that I'm having with him is the cell phones. He doesn't want to go to a place without a cell phone. Harmony will allow him to have an iPad, my understanding, with communication on iPad. So maybe that will satisfy him.
He can't have anything at Little Creek.
No, and he knows. He's going to learn that this afternoon. He doesn't want to leave state either, so
can't blame him there.
But that's where we're at. I'm trying to find placement with him.
There's
Scott. He doesn't want to take responsibility for anything. So, and he keeps asking me why he's an RTC, why his level specialized. Like, Devin, what 3 things did you do to get back in foster care? Is the reason you're where you're at.
Right.
And he will not own up to it.
Well, I mean, we can list them on multiple hands, I mean, the $1,000 really hacks me off.
And then we were supposed to have a kinship meeting. It didn't get set up prior to the court hearing, so we're trying to set one up afterwards, try to see if there's any other supports out there besides the ones we already went through. And we're trying to get additional family involved more in a positive manner, whether it be Sheila or the Shelley or whoever. I've to have a courtesy work trying to contact biofather and stepfather to see if there is a possibility. We have not heard back from those courtesy workers to see if they made contact yet or found them.
I want y'all to go to Mother's house and see if you can find her.
The address I have is the one for Coleman. My understanding she's not there, but I could send a courtesy worker out there too.
I'm I thought she was in.
Devin says she's in Bangs.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Patrick Howard, and he hasn't seen her or heard from her in the Bangs area, but he was going to talk to people, and if he'd heard anything, he was supposed to let me know, and he has not.
Why don't you call the Bangs Police Department or the Brown County Sheriff's Department?
My understanding, the kinship work, no, Brandy Roundtree did, and in attempts to find mom to do the family group conference. And they haven't not heard from her either or seen her. The last record on police report was in 2023. So I went at TDC to see if she's back in TDC, and she's not listed in TDC.
Can you run her driver's license and see where not that everybody keeps up with that. Can you run that and see where the address is on her driver's license?
The criminal checks we do don't come back with information on that unless we have police department do it, and they won't. My history is they won't do it unless there's actual case on the family.
I bet the county attorney's office could figure it out. Yeah, see if y'all can find a current address on her. Anybody look on Facebook, see if she sees her?
Right. My understanding from Brandy Roundtree is that it's not been active either.
Mickey?
Yes.
What's her name?
Mickey Alcorn.
You spell that?
It's Mickie is her first name. Alcorn is Alcorne.
Mr. Baker, do you not remember the song? Mickey Mouse?
Except this is Mickie.
Oh, I know. You probably don't remember that song.
Do we have a date of birth on her or anything like that?
Russ, we do have that. We'll get Amanda on it.
Okay.
She might be able to find her.
She'll find her. Yeah, I'm looking on Facebook for spelling that way. Okay, well, let's see if we can find her. I mean, and it doesn't really matter what she wants, because and it even said in one of the CASA or the CPS report, 18, he'll be on her. It's sort of like another case me and Mr. Cooley have and CASA have. At 18, I think he'll be on her doorstep.
He said yesterday he wants to remain in care.
Oh, I'm going to throw up. You got to be kidding me.
No, he said he wants to go to ACC Junior College and live in the dorms and be in foster care.
Okay.
I saw him last week and he mentioned SIL.
The Single Independent Living Program.
Okay.
We looked into one, and it's called Connect out of San Antonio, where I have another child that went there. And the reason he's being turned down for those programs is because of his criminal history and constant moves of RTCs and behaviors.
I was going to say, you got to be, you don't just automatically get in there. We had a Burnett case. I don't think Mr. Baker was the ad litem on, and he really, really had some opportunities. Wasn't it Brian? Weren't you on Brian, Russ?
I don't remember.
Last name started with an A. I think you were.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a good artist, and had been at Pegasus. Is all this ringing a bell?
Yes.
And he really wanted to go to SIL, but he had, sex offender issues, so he couldn't go. But, he would have been great there. I mean, it's not just a gimme. Well,
No,
tell him to
Devin
put his
says
money
that
where
his.
huh?
I'm sorry. Devin said that his pals person is who mentioned it to him. So.
Well, because they all got to tell him about it, but tell him to put his money where his mouth is and step up and be good, and maybe we can think about that.
Right.
Is probation? I think he's on probation until like now. Did he get off or not?
He was discharged as of today. He signed the paperwork.
Oh, conveniently. Okay, how was he at CWAP?
He was good. They didn't have any problems with him. It's just that it was a shocker when we found the gun yesterday in his belongings, and then the phone issue. And as long as he had the phone, he was fine. And now at the current placement, they said after they took him to the movies and took him shopping and let him do apply for jobs, he was okay with the current CWAP location, which at the Fern House. But I don't want him to get too comfortable, because if he goes to another place where he can't have a phone and he's expecting his phone back, we're gonna have issues. Because he told me he's not going anywhere and he can't have his phone.
Well, I don't really care what he says. I mean, I'm over. I mean, he had a bird's nest on the ground and totally screwed it up.
Well, true, but Your Honor, Mr. Robinson and I said from the very beginning that this was going to fail with his grandparents. I wish there was some other option. It just doesn't. I don't know what it would be.
I agree, Mr. Cooley. I mean, and you know, Fern House is great. I mean, I've had another young man there lately, and you know, if I had to be in a CWAP facility, it's a pretty cool place. I mean, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which I kind of like for some of these kids, but I mean, it's not bad. And you know, Mr. Cooley, you understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Our young man that was there, I thought at first he really liked it. Yesterday he wasn't keen on it, but I mean, it sounds like a good place to me. What grade is Devin supposed to even be in?
He'll be going into the 10th.
And they go to campus, right? I mean, they go in town to school?
That's my understanding.
Okay, good. Okay, anybody have any questions of Ms. Slab? Okay, CASA, what do y'all need?
Your Honor, nothing. We're just very disappointed in what's happened with Devin over the last few weeks.
Right.
I know Bobby shared with me that he was feeling pretty hopeful, but then, you know, I think that losing Bobby was a hard thing for him, honestly, dude, because he's kind of been a consistent for a while.
A male
role model.
Yeah.
Exactly. And his quietness and firmness with him, I think, went a long way. But at this point, he just continues to say he wants to go to his mom. I had not heard what Mr. Cooley and Ms. Schlab mentioned, that he was wanting to stay in care. So that is new to me. So when Amy left yesterday, she just said we're still on board to let him go back to his mom if that's what he wants. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, and I think at the last hearing Bobby was at, or I don't know, one of our hearings, or sometime we talked, you know, when Devin was saying that I'm working 20 hours a week and then I have to go home and do chores. Oh, I'm so tired. Woe is me.
Right.
You know, I'm like, oh, this ain't sounding good. This is
no.
So, you know, we were like, okay, and the writing was on the wall. But, you know, writing was on the wall before that anyway, like you said.
It has
like Mr. Cooley said. Okay, Mr. Cooley, what do you need? Or are those your animals? You look like you're at Chuck Sturmer's office.
That's exactly where I am.
I was going to say, okay.
So no, they are not.
He punishes me by doing that. Yeah.
That was Jimmy, though, I heard, and it's a shame that he had to go, but oh well. But no, I don't need anything, Your Honor. I like I said, I visited with Devin last week, and you know, he was doing well and in CWAP, and we played pool and we played foosball and hung out for a while. And that's, you know, we talked about, well, what's next for you, man? I mean, you know, that's when he talked about the SIL situation, and I just said, well, I'll certainly broach the topic. I don't know that you have any chance of getting into something like that, but anyway, it doesn't sound like he does. So I'm at my wit's end too, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we'll just say placement is agreed by CPS and ad litems. CPS to investigate mom, go to her house, And next hearing will be 9/23, unless we need to have a special hearing or something about that before. Excuse me. Okay. Anybody need
ma'am.
anything else? Okay,
ma'am.
guys, easy docket. Easy. So, okay, everybody's excused and we'll be in recess until 1:30, different county.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank y'all. Have a good day. Bye-bye.